Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday night, and thank you so much for joining me on the stream. Tonight, I have a special guest. I have Cam joining me, who is DJ Denim. Cam, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, I'm right on time, right, Caitlin? I think we're right on time.
What an entrance.
You got an elevator here coming up to your penthouse suite. Like, why not use it? These old man legs are getting old.
It's fancy. It's fancy. Well, I'm happy that you're here, and I'm excited for our set. I think we're going to play some bass house, or who knows, whatever's on your random USB tonight.
Yeah, it's so random. Well, it's not random. It's a USB that I have not recently, put together in the past, probably a couple of years ago. The one you picked out, anyway.
That was like 2023, I think.
I brought, 2023. I created this one up, so... yeah, we're going to have some fun with it, and it was the one of 3 USBs you picked.
Yeah, I did. There was a handful, and I got to choose one, so we get like a special, I don't know, it's like picking a tarot card.
The host choice USB.
I love that. I knew a bunch of the songs on it when I looked through, so I was like, okay, this is a good choice. So first we'll get started with his bio, just so you can learn a little bit about him as a DJ, and then I'll start grilling him on some questions. I won't make them too hard. All right, so Cam Matthew, DJ Denim, is a multi-talented mixed media artist, producer, DJ, entrepreneur, and theatrical director of Baby Fight Club. Which is amazing. I love Baby Fight Club.
It's kind of a long story, but we'll touch base on it. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Known for his diverse artistic skills, Cam's workspace spans audio production, acrylic painting, stage design with UV and fiber optic elements, promotional posters, graphic design, and live performance. DJ since 2011, Cam founded Denim Entertainment and later hosted Denim Radio show on 102.7 FM Radio Waterloo from 2012 to 2021, and you do have a great radio voice, so...
Oh, thank you.
I could see that.
Yeah, no, I think that's where a lot of the honing of my own emceeings really came from. If some people have even said, you sound like a radio MC.
Yeah, you totally do.
Kind of where it comes from.
I knew his voice before I knew him. We'll just say that. But so he's held the DJ residency at Conestoga College from 2012 to 2018. As a producer, Cam began creating electronic dance music in 2016-17 and continues to evolve his sound, offering sets that blend bass house, techno, UKG, drum and bass with live DJ scratching and throwback classics. More recently, Cam was a headliner DJ performing at this year's official Ontario Burning Man Decomp Party, to actively operating his monthly DJ residency in the heart of Waterloo's Uptown core, the Uptown Rinse. And I have actually seen both of these. I saw you headlining. I saw the headline set, and I came for one of your shows, and I played at Uptown Rinse, so that was pretty sweet.
No, I was really happy for both that you could make it down to Kitchener-Waterloo to perform here. So, like, what a fire night we had. Just
we had so much fun.
Honestly, every Uptown Rinse, I know, like, it's getting very cliche now to kind of hear a promoter say the vibe, but honestly, the vibe is like a real thing at Uptown Rinse, and I can't thank my local supporters for coming out and really supporting that for the visions that we've put forward right from the beginning. When I say we, I'm talking for my whole team at Denim Entertainment that helped me do these things. And of course, the burner event. So happy you made that down yourself for that. That was such a moment.
Because I feel like they didn't really announce a lot of the DJs, or I didn't see the announcements.
The promotion I feel was a little short.
Yeah. But so I got there and I was definitely pleasantly surprised.
Hey, the turnout though too. It shows like the support and just general how like burners have each other's backs, and like regardless of there being not much online, it was a sold out event.
I know, which was crazy. Word gets around, which was great.
It's that Burning Man community for you. I tell you, people, it's nothing like it.
It's a great community. You meet new friends, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with how you got your start with DJing, with producing, with electronic music in general.
Yeah, so I guess the roots of electronic music for me go way back. I'll say I'm not going to give years because I'm technically a really old man trapped in a young man's looking body, and I lived in Never Never Land for like 12 and a half human years, so it's kind of complicated.
I think that's just like every DJ, I swear to God. It's like some of my friends
We're young at heart. We're young at heart.
I'm like, you seem old, but you seem old in ages, but when I meet you, you're like, you're not. You're just like 20.
I'm a mature man that still likes to have fun. But,
I love it.
Yeah, kind of getting back to the roots of it, though. When I was 18 years old, my birthday's in July, and my brother took me to Montreal just before my 19th birthday. And, we had a great time. He just kind of wanted to show, he knew I was into, like, I was kind of a little bit of a badass in my teenage years, I'll say, for half of my teenage years. There was life events that made me the person I am today, and maybe the teenager I was then. But not to get too far off topic, my brother knew I was into like underage drinking and smoking weed and all types of crazy wild man stuff at a teenage age. And he was like, well, if my brother's into going to the bars and drinking alcohol, I love him. Let's keep him safe. Yeah. Let's, teach him a couple things.
That's smart.
And I'm going to take him to Montreal because the legal drinking age is 18 there. Yeah. And I'm going to show Cam what Montreal's about. Yeah. And we had a wicked time, went to like Montreal Canadiens games, some adult entertainment clubs. And at the end of the night, my brother like KO'd. He was like, even to date, it's a funny story. He's like, I was trying to like outdrink my little brother and like put him down. And wild man Cam, even at 18, you couldn't do that to him. So my brother ends up KOing in the hotel room. And I hear these after hours parties from like, I think it was friends. I went to some connected events to Montreal that heard about like after hours, and Toronto didn't have them. Kitchener obviously didn't have, still to date doesn't have anything like it.
Which is crazy.
It really is. We got to get there.
They have them in London.
It's a thing, right? Kitchener, I shouldn't say that. Kitchener does have after hours, but not electronic based music.
Okay.
So I go to these after hours, and actually it started at, it was just a regular club. I'll say a regular nightclub. It was getting close to the end of the night. I was waiting in line. I met these French kids that I wish to date I still had contact with them. It was before I was even on Facebook or that was even a thing. And they were like, oh, your friends like got too drunk. You're here by yourself. Come party with us.
That's nice.
And it took me in like one of their own. Partying with them at this bar, and then they're like, we're gonna go to after hours tonight, do you want to come? I'm like, fuck yeah, this is why I came out.
You're like, obviously.
So they end up driving me to Laval. I want to say it was like 20-minute drive outside of Montreal. Kind of like the smaller towns, right, where you find
outside,
where you find the bigger raves, like these farm communities, right? And I went to, at the time, was called Club Red Light in Laval. And I walked in there with my new French-Canadian friends. It changed my life.
So what kind of music were they playing at this after hours? Like, what was it about it that you were like, this is it? Or was it the vibe?
It was totally the vibe. It was everything. Okay. It was probably like a combination of big room and techno, kind of. But it was like way back when, before anyone even knew what big room was.
Okay, so before it became popular.
Yeah, like techno was around. It's had its phases, but it was like, there was like, I remember seeing this young girl wearing like a Jason mask, like a Friday the 13th goalie mask, and like the costume, and walked into the big room, and Club Red Light had a balcony going all the way around this room of probably easily a capacity of 600, 700 people. Dance floor packed, and the whole balcony of all these French Canadians just wiling out. Like,
it sounds fun.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, where is this in Kitchener? Where is this in Toronto, right? Mind you, I was still discovering a lot in Toronto at the time. But
I'm pretty sure Toronto would have had stuff then, for sure.
Yeah, there was, but it's still the style too. Even Montreal's just got its own.
Like 2011, I wasn't really going to like those kind of after parties. Really, I was going to like clubs and like electronic shows, but not like,
right.
Not really. It wasn't that cool. feel?
It was a different vibe. Like, you know, I went to government too when I was 19, 20. Yeah. Shout out my crazy other wild man, Jungle King Irwin. Had some like crazy times at government with him. My homegirl Sarah Monica. And just a bunch of friends, my Toronto friends back in the day going to Gov. But the vibe was just totally different in Montreal. It really is. And they're both wicked.
Oh, definitely.
You're chugging that beer back already, without me.
You brought me this treat. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I brought a couple of beers over.
Yeah, some beers.
For
some
K-VIII.
Beers for the stream.
I still got my beer in the cup. Cheers.
So I'm excited about that. So I'm going to be drinking these like the whole night.
Mm-hmm. And if you're the police watching, it's just root beer, I swear.
Yeah.
So if you want to pull me over on the way out of here, you will get a blood alcohol reading of 0. But
I don't know why the police would be watching this right now.
I know people are like, aren't these guys gonna DJ? Am I allowed?
Hilarious.
What's the? I didn't even ask you, like, profanity policy.
I don't even know. I think.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll avoid it, but
yeah.
I forgot to ask you beforehand. I like playing.
It's just no nudity. So
yeah, no, it's no. But like, you know, I do have my see-through Komodo in the bag, but I know it's not an official Burning Man event. So yeah, I didn't give you full Wild Man Cam tonight.
It's an unofficial Burning Man event. But speaking of, we should talk about Baby Fight and how Baby Fight started and the fundraiser that's coming up that both of us are playing at. So it's exciting.
Yeah. So Baby Fight Club, as I said, it's kind of a long story. I won't get fully in depth of it because I'll end up talking this whole stream and people will be like,
version. I'll have to come off at some point.
Basically, I'll say to date, the best way again, the crew of Baby Fight Club, which is a division of Denim Entertainment. I know there's kind of a lot going on, but this guy's kind of got a lot going on. So, no, but the Baby Fight Club is all about embracing the weird, bringing people together, the community together that watches Baby Fight Club. And
a real live Baby Fight performance.
Yeah, definitely.
With real, not live babies.
Definitely hair in the mouth here. Yeah, no, well, Cam's a little bit of a jokester. I won't joke around too much tonight, but it's all your interpretation of real. There's been a lot of talk about realness lately. So technically, I do fight real babies. I know. Again, don't call the police yet, though, because it's legal. Like, it's perfectly sanctioned here in Ontario, everything. So trust me, people. Don't call the police.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, now it sounds crazy, but you'll just have to, you know what? You're just going to have to come to the fundraiser on April 26th and support. What happened? Why? What's the need for this fundraiser?
So, I didn't elaborate the last point of Baby Fight Club is unlocking one's imagination. So bringing people together, that sense of community, really unlocking one's imagination for this sense of weirdness. And it's truly something unique, to say the least. There's no artist in the world exactly that I found that's doing exactly what I'm doing. There's different.
I haven't seen anyone doing that.
Thank you. It's very, very unique.
It's definitely unique.
And even from like the day I kind of created, I'll say the day I made the first demo and it really hit me, and I had like a real deep talk with one of my boys that was like, he's kind of an older guy and life experienced, great friend, one of those friends you can bounce things off of. And I was like, dude, I don't know if I should do this. Like, I got this professional suit and tie DJ service of 10 years and it's well reputable, and now all of a sudden I'm making a division of that, this like extreme radical art. Like, how are people going to take that? And he was like, honestly, man, just follow your heart. And
I think it's like kind of separate though,
it is. Well,
like, it's not quite the same thing, right?
I think
very different clientele, I think.
Me and you connected in 2023, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of missed the developmental years, the early, I refer to 2021 as the renegade year, where it was the first years where Baby Fight Club made an official stage. Yeah. But it wasn't like an official tour. It was technically Denim Entertainment bookings that I already got through my DJ service.
Okay.
That I had a really good relationship built, and was just kind of like, hey, trust me on this, but what do you think about this?
That's so fun. Okay, That's interesting. I just thought it started as like a burner like camp event that like.
No, it was actually
like a themed camp.
It was actually just a crazy idea that came out of this wild brain to keep things PG-13.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
I love it. So back to why the fundraiser? Why now? What happened?
As everybody knows now, me and my partner, my lovely girlfriend, Allie, are heavily tied into the Burning Man communities from our own regional here in Ontario. If you're unfamiliar with Burning Man to that extent, basically, if you're unfamiliar with Burning Man, period, it's probably the world's most renowned arts festival in the world. Google it. It will blow your mind. It will. I remember when I told my dad when I'm going to Burning Man 2022, like, Google it. And he was like, it was just awesome, right, to see his reaction. But
my mom was like, "Where are you going? This sounds weird." And sounds
alley. Same. Like my father-in-law is like, "Allie, like, why would you pay that much to go out into the desert to have a furry animal orgy in the middle of the desert? Like, just don't understand, girl." But yeah, it's
gonna do that.
Exactly. They don't just have a furry animal orgy in downtown London here. No, I'm just saying it's not all about that. It's basically the art that Burning Man provides is beyond what your imagination could ever create. And that's, cool. Whether it be from a sex dome to baby fights, it's just mind-blowing, mind-bending art. The structures that need engineering support, engineers to come in and support these things to hold in the wind in there.
And to hold the DJs that play.
It's quite crazy.
On all these art structures and cars.
Off my ramble to get back to the regionals, Burning Man also does regionals across the globe. So in Canada, I think there's only like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. But Ontario's regional is Sideburn, where I met DJ K-VIII.
Yeah, and we're going back this year. Right. There's so many events together.
So it's been fun, right? Yeah. And that's kind of where it's stemmed to, like, up to date. We've been, as I said, heavily involved with the Burning Man community from back-to-back side. Well, this year will actually be my 3rd Sideburn, but second running my own sound camp. So it's actually only my sophomore year of doing a sound camp. And honestly, I couldn't be more proud of my team of friends that came to camp last year. And just
impressive.
Kind of,
it was a great camp, like a great experience.
Essentially followed my direction of what I wanted the vision to be, and they all killed it. They all knocked it out of the park, right? And so we went to regionals all over, including Michigan, which we went to last year. It's called Lakes of Fire. They host it in July. It is a fabulous burner festival right on the lake in hot July.
Sounds
Northern
amazing.
Michigan, honestly, go sometime, apply for the lot, do it, check that one out.
Maybe not right now with everything in the States, but hopefully in the future.
For sure. There's a lot going on. And regardless of all that, we love you, America. If there's any Americans, honestly, that's from 2 Canadians from heart, so all the nonsense aside. But coming back from America in Michigan, we had some kind of mechanical failure, I'll say, with the trailer. So I don't know if it was a tire blowout or what, but basically a tire did blow out eventually. Like, I know what the sounds of a tire blowing out and the smoke in my mirror. And we were on the interstate, which in Michigan is 70 miles per hour posted speed limit, which is about 120 kilometers per hour for all our Canadian viewers. So I wasn't going that fast, but I mean, even with hauling the trailers, probably like 100 kilometers an hour. Lost a tire. We hit an expansion joint on one of the bridges, and right when we hit that, I felt the trailer dip. Boom, went out the tire, and we started to fishtail down the interstate at 100 kilometers an hour with a fully loaded trailer of our sound camp of 26 people. So the stage, the DJ equipment, the bar, the poor babies, everything.
Yeah, all the babies.
Shows how tough these babies are. They went through a trailer accident.
The babies are still okay.
Still hanging in there. Yeah, they're still around. But yeah, we had this accident. I borrowed my father-in-law's truck and 22-foot trailer to do this and to do all of our sound camps at Burning Man over these whole years. we could not have done that without Steve, Ali's dad's help. And I look up to the man so much. I do. Steve is an awesome, awesome guy. And, you know, I learned a lot from this experience. And this is who Cam is, though. You know, if I borrow property from any of my friends, if you're that kind and nice of a human to lend me something, you know, you lend me your mixer and it eats shit, whatever the case, I'm buying you a new mixer. Like, that's who I can't live with myself without, you know,
I feel like that's
doing
the right
that.
thing to do.
It is, honestly,
I couldn't
people.
afford a new one, even
Well,
if I wanted
it totally is. So if you borrow someone's DJ equipment for your gig and someone dumps a drink on it, that's on you.
Totally.
That's on you. Be a good person and pay that person back, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, this hurt me a lot. Not even from a financial perspective. If I'm being honest with everybody, more mentally. It really hurt me mentally with hand in hand with the finances, because essentially when the insurance has denied everything that my father-in-law has had on the truck and trailer, you know, now I'm accountable for, let's just say years of my salary. Salary. And
no, for sure. It's a lot. And
it's tough on the mind.
Sad.
It is. So I really thank everybody for helping out so far. For like, even from yourself and all the other DJs aboard helping me out with this fundraiser, to anyone who's donated to our GoFundMe already, to anyone who's purchased a ticket already to the Baby Fight Club fundraiser.
Yes.
And I can promise you, for $25, it's like pretty much an unheard of price for a fundraiser. It's like a half price fundraiser ticket.
It's gonna be an amazing event.
Are totally going to get your value in this ticket.
DJs,
I promise you that.
2 rooms, 12 DJs.
12 DJs. I think there's 12 different artists in my group performance, in my group artists, like Baby Fight Club. We have artists from myself as a DJ to, at this one, featuring a bass music player on his guitar, to acrobats, professional dancers, costume galore. I promise you, it's like nothing you've ever seen of before. And if you have seen a baby fight before, the best part is we're like the Grateful Dead. Every baby fight is different. It's not going to be like the last one. So you are still in store for new crazy surprises and elements.
Well, that's exciting. Well, we have a few minutes left. So I think before we get into the mix, we'll just ask, you know, you've been DJing for a while. You've been running your own events. You've been doing a variety of events. You know, we have new DJs that watch this. So I'm wondering if you have any advice to like newer DJs or those who are just starting out.
Yeah, you know, that's a really good question. I saw some of the potential questions you sent me last night. I had a quick review them, and that's
a bunch.
Yeah, no, it was, and you had some great ones. Honestly, I really like that one. I think it was really like a toss. I couldn't pick like the best advice for a DJ. I think there's 2 things that I think I'd like to mention. Number one is be patient. Like, you know, this art of a DJ, it's an art. It takes you years to hone your craft. So I've met DJs that they've been doing it for like a year, 2 years, whatever, and they're like, I can't get gigs. How come I don't get gigs? No one's booking me. And
it's a struggle for so many DJs.
It is a real challenge to get gigs. Like, never even mind a paid gig. Just to like, I'm going to book you to come out and I'm going to give you the spotlight. I call it spotlight value. I'm going to give you the spotlight tonight, and you just get to play whatever you want at this show that actually has a dance floor. And people, it doesn't come off in the people.
Yeah, which is an amazing opportunity.
So yeah, be blessed, be humble when they come by to you. Still myself, as 14 years of, I'll say, professional DJing, of establishing Denim Entertainment in 2011. I was DJing for a hobby for probably 2 years before that in my living room. You know, they don't come to you at first. Like, you really need to push yourself, get out there, keep working on yourself every day. And I'm going to get back to, that's part of the second point I wanted to touch on. But yeah, really be patient. 14 years. I didn't start getting bookings of, Cam, I'm going to book you as the artist Denim, not Denim Entertainment, the artist DJ Denim, to come out and play whatever you want at this gig. That didn't happen for me until 2021.
That's a while, yeah. It's
right?
A while the grind.
That, you know, so from 2011, starting my business, to 2021, 10 years, it took me a decade before I proved to a promoter, a person, a friend that, you know, I built this relationship with, and they said, you know, Cam, I've seen enough. You're more than good enough for this event. It was actually the Berlin Classic in Grand Bend. Which is a huge car show.
Yeah,
and
that sounds cool.
Shout out my friend Tara Brown. Downtown Brown gave me that opportunity. But before that,
you were hustling for it.
Before that, there was no, you know, I had guest sets before that over the years. Nothing paid. That was my first paid event of you can play drum and bass, you can go wild man. And Tara's actually one of the friends of the Renegade Year of 2021 for Baby Fights that at Berlin Classic said, yeah, sure. Like, I know Cam. I know this sounds fucking, you're insane, Cam. But go, if anyone can pull this off, it's you. And we had one of the underground stops at Baby Fights. So.
That's amazing.
I'd say, so be patient. It takes time, especially if you want paid gigs. You know, if I wanted to get paid, I needed to start Denim Entertainment. I needed to learn open concept DJing, and that's what my background is. Yeah, you need to tailor to the client. Whatever the client says, play. Whatever the client says the volume level should be. You need to do that for them. And that's how you'll start to get bookings, right? It doesn't matter if you don't like country music. You got to go out and play it. I'm just example. I like country. Yeah, I'm a big Shania fan.
Okay.
But, you know, and the other thing I was going to say to any new DJ is honestly just always be working on yourself as a human. Like, outside of DJing, there's so many life skills for you to hone. I almost feel bad for these real little kids you see DJing, and their parents are obviously like pushing on it.
Really small kids,
exactly.
Like 4 years old.
To me, it's scary. I find that scary because like you have no life experience, right? I got into the world of DJing at 24 years old, which is still like a make or break age. Like there is some demons out there in this industry, right? And you gotta have life experience to handle them, or you know. I couldn't imagine being 17 and coming in this game, right?
Honestly, I can't either. I mean, I didn't start DJing until I was 36, so it's like,
that's what I mean, right? So
if I was 20, I'd be like, I don't know what to do here.
I got appreciation for artists that hold themselves well. Like, I remember seeing Martin Garrix at EDC Electric Daisy Carnival 2014. And he was a kid still. He came out with Animals, hit #1 around the world. He was a kid, so to still be like with it, mature, taking care. No, more recently, I saw him doing a DJ showcase for kids having cancer in a hospital down south somewhere in America. So much respect gained for Martin Garrix after I saw that, for real.
Wow, that was some good advice for sure.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Some good advice for the new DJs. Well, I want to say thank you, Cam, for all that insightful information. I want to make sure we jump into the stream now. And
I know your guests are probably like, God, shut this guy up and play some music already.
Which we will, but first, I got to get you to sign the wall. So.
Oh, yeah, let's do this. Let's put the artist to work.
This looks fancy. Love it. We got some real art going on. I try. Perfect. Looks great. Oh, I was like, what is that? Okay, I get it now. It's like jeans. It's like a little thing on the jeans. Okay, yeah, that's so funny. I love that. All right, well, we will be right back in just a minute with some music for you. So we'll see you in just a second.